All right, we are going to preview the Chiefs game against Washington for this week in a game of two terrible, god awful, no good defenses. And an offense in the Chiefs that I think is very solid still, got to limit turnovers, and a Washington football team offense that I think has a lot of good talent, but it hasn't necessarily played up to their potential yet. So let's get into it. Now, I'm going to start with Washington. For Washington offensively, I think this is a chance for them to have a massive, massive game. I saw the injury report. I know that Antonio Gibson, he was on there, so I don't know if he's going to be playing. But even if he doesn't play, I mean, the Chiefs' run defense, I think, is so pitifully bad that it doesn't matter who the Washington rolls out. I think that, Washington offensively, they're probably going to run the ball, and then they should throw it, and then they should run the ball, and then they should throw it, and then run the ball, and then throw it again, because the Chiefs literally can't defend anything. Like last week, there was so much. There's been like 3 or 4 times this year where there's just been some very bad blown coverage, just not covering, literally not covering anybody. It's bad. This Chiefs defense, they can't tackle. So, for Washington, they're just gonna have to run the ball, just run it, throw it, and run it. I mean, and for them, I think they had a couple turnovers against the Saints last week, but for them personally, if they don't have turnovers, it's going to be even a longer game for the Chiefs, because they can't. The Chiefs already struggle enough to force turnovers. They only have a couple all season. I think maybe 3 or 4. It's not very much. Because the Chiefs can't cause turnovers. They can keep Mahomes and them off the field, but you can't turn the ball on the offensively for the Washington football team, because if they do, that just gives Mahomes more chances to score, and then that puts the game out of reach. Because you have to think, with this Chiefs team, and it's been like this for a long time, and how explosive it is, it doesn't matter how many points the opposing team puts up. If you turn the ball over once, allow Mahomes to score or really quickly, or if you have to punt the ball, the Chiefs, they have enough talent to return the ball, flip the game really quickly. You can't do that. You can't have turnovers against the Chiefs. And they're still the 4th ranked offense in football right now. Like their offense, I think, is fine. It's just turnovers. Like last week, they had 4 of them. But that's the thing about Washington. They have to understand, and this is to every team. Can't turn the ball over against the Chiefs. You turn that ball over, and they take advantage of that. And let's use this as an example. Chiefs get the ball first, they score, even a field goal. Then you get the ball, you turn it over, the Chiefs score a touchdown. That's already 9-10 point swing in the Chiefs' favor. You can continue to score all you want the rest of the game. It's hard to stop the Chiefs. So for Washington, don't turn the ball over, and you can't give them extra chances. And with running the ball, I think they should just run it the entire time. Maybe dink and dunk a couple passes. Like, I think for Washington, the explosive plays, I think, are going to be there, and I think they're going to be very present for them to want to take. But I think they should stick to the short game, because if they stick to the short game, they're only getting 5, 6, 7, 8 yards of play. That means they're running more plays, more times running out the clock, and Mahomes can't be on the field. So this is a game where I think they need to just dink and dunk intentionally, because that's how bad the Chiefs defense has been. Don't get me wrong, I'm a Chiefs fan. I love the players, but there's no pass rush. When there's no pass rush, the linebackers struggle. When the linebackers struggle, the secondary struggles. And it all starts with up front, because even when the Chiefs were sending pressure at that point, Josh Allen was just exposing the shit out of it. It's not fun. So I think that, this could be a game where they got to keep Mahomes off the field, dink and duck, run the ball, get a few yards, and just, have like 10, 15 play drives. And then for Heinicke, I think this is a game where he can probably really shine. I like Heinicke. I personally think, he should have been the starting quarterback from the beginning. I know it was just one game we had it off of, but that one game, I felt like, again, it was one game against the Buccaneers last year in the playoffs, but I thought that game was good. I thought it was great. Playing against a really tough defense, in the Buccaneers last year. Coming into this year, Ryan Fitzpatrick gets hurt. I think he's played well. I think he's a little, has some inconsistent moments, but his ability to make plays. I think they played the Falcons, and he had some beautiful plays. I think he makes plays. I like what Heinicke does, so I think they need to really just let Heinicke shine. Open. I mean, the playbook's open. Why am I talking like he's a rookie? He's not a rookie. But I think it's just, like I said, they're going to want to take the long shots, but I think this is where Heineke can, be like, all right, their defense is bad. Just throw the short passes, because you can't score quickly and then expect, and we're going to get to the Washington's defense, right now. You can't have the offense score quickly for Washington and then have Washington's defense come on the field, which has been super, super underwhelming this year. Like, I don't know what's wrong with it. Chase Young is supposed to be, the best, and I think he got his first sack of the season last week. And, their secondary's bad. They're getting beat in all three levels on their defense. So, I mean, they're going to have to cover Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Josh Gordon, Pringle, Demarcus Robinson, McCall Hardman. Those players don't sound very good. I mean, a lot of them have struggled. But it's going to be, you have, a team that's struggling in the secondary in Washington. You let players like Robinson, Pringle, Hardman, you let them get on, a nice little rhythm there. That'll boost their confidence, and that's bad for the rest of the league because, the last thing the Chiefs need is more offensive weapons. So don't allow the Chiefs to score quickly, because if you're going to score quickly, you got to keep the Chiefs on the field. Make them have 10, 15 play drives. And I know I'm talking as if the Chiefs are going to score, but that's the trend since 2018. They can score whenever they want. So make them have short plays. Make them have also 10, 15 play drives. You want that for yourself, but make them have it too. Because they're going to get impatient. And then, as you'll see here in a second, for the Chiefs, offensively, turnovers have killed them. They had the most turnovers in the NFL, tied with Jacksonville at 11. That's not good. For a team that has not really been known for throwing interceptions. I mean, Mahomes has a bad game here and there. I talk about the Rams game back in 2018 all the time, but it was one of the greatest games I've ever seen. Even that game, Mahomes, I think, had 3 interceptions. He threw for 6 touchdowns. Still had 3 interceptions and one that cost him the game. And then you look like last year against Miami. That's a perfect example of how the Chiefs can play. They struggle offensively. They did have a better defense, but offensively they struggled. And they score really fast. They open up the second half and just the floodgates come out, So that's why offensively I think, Washington's going to have to match the Chiefs, because those 2 games, that Rams game, and then I know it's just a Dolphins game from last year, but to me that showed a lot, If you're going to allow Mahomes to make bad plays, you got to capitalize on them, because their defense is bad. They can't stop anything, but if you give that defense confidence, stop them only on a couple plays, or the Chiefs defense only stops them on a couple plays, they get the ball back offensively, it's game over, because you can score as much as you want. Like I said, they're going to continue to score. So yeah, the Chiefs, they've got to limit turnovers. They also have to catch the ball, because 2 of the interceptions that I've seen this year, one of them off of Kemp's hand and the other one off of Hill's hands, those shouldn't have been interceptions. So Mahomes already has 6. We obviously want him to have 0, but he should only have 4. And I'm not going to blame him, because, as a team, you can play better. One of them that Mahomes threw last week, the offensive lineman, Niang, I think it was, which I think their offensive line has been playing very good. I like it. Obviously, it's better than the Super Bowl. Mahomes isn't getting killed every single play. But, the offensive lineman missed a assignment, and it allowed the defender to come out freely and just tip the ball to himself and get an interception. So the interceptions, I'm not going to downplay it. Interceptions are interceptions. I don't like these turnover-worthy plays. It's either a turnover or not. Every player is going to have turnover-worthy plays. But that's 3 this year. So theoretically, 3 interceptions Mahomes could have right now. Just 3. Because two of them are definitely his fault. The one against the Browns, he's just looking for Kelce, missed it, just yellowed it up there. And then that awful one against the Ravens. But still, it's no excuse, no turnovers. So if they don't turn the ball over, run the ball, I know Clyde's out, because, they have Clyde out. Hill is, Clyde's out, Tooney's hurt, Hill's hurt. I think Kelce got hurt, but I don't think he's on the injury report. Like, the Chiefs have injuries on some of their star players, but this is a game where I think they can play very well, because all they have to do is expose that terrible defense of Washington that's, like I said, supposed to be really good. Because they're giving up 31 points a game. You know who's worse? The Chiefs. So There's going to be probably a lot of points in this game. So, I mean, the offense, I think, I keep saying this, and I think this is a right game for the Chiefs. You're playing a team that's inferior. You just came off a loss to a team that is going to be a top contender all year and for the next 3, 4, 5 years. This is a game where you can get right, find yourself, know who you are, make a statement. You know, I know it's the NFL. Make a statement. You know, I know Washington's bad, but, you know, every team in the NFL every single week has a chance to win. Look at Jacksonville. Look at the Lions. They have chances to win every single week. So I think this is a get right game. And I know I've said that a couple times, but they have a stretch of games where really the only challenge I think coming up is the Packers. So they need to go on a little run here, beat the teams they do. And if they can come out of this, you know, with 4, even 5 wins, they're going to be in the exact same situation they were in 2019 when their defense was bad. You know, it took them to a week 12 in 2019 to get right. So, I mean, I would like for them to get better faster. But, you know, I think this next little stretch will help them get better, get right, you know, go on a little run. And then the Chiefs defense is just awful. They need to cover people. Like Sorensen has missed so many assignments this year. They can't get a pass rush. And that's why I can't blame just the secondary, because if you don't have a pass rush, you don't have, you know, your linebacker struggle. You don't have a linebacking core, your secondary struggle. You can't expect one guy to do everything. And that's how I feel that Honey Badger's done all year. I feel like he's literally done everything. You know, they don't throw the ball to him. I would have to look. I don't feel like they throw it in his direction. So they need to cover people, like no wide open throws. I know that's easier said than done, but Sorensen, he played that one to Knox last week. He played good defense, but he gave up on the play soon because the defensive line couldn't get pressure. So that's the thing. You know, you can play great coverage. You expect your defensive line to get pressure after 5 to 7 seconds. You expect the play to be over. You don't expect to still be in coverage that long. So I don't blame Sorensen. He's made big plays. Now, do I think him getting 100% of the snaps is good? No, I don't. I think that's honestly a flaw that this team needs to fix. But yeah, defensively, and they have to make tackles too. Like the Chiefs have so many missed tackles. That's why every team's run game looks unstoppable. And then they, like, 1 week they'll play the Chiefs, and then next week they play the Bucks, and they're just like, wait, we can't run the ball? It's like, no, the Chiefs are in a historically bad run. They're giving up like over 7 yards of play, which is not good. You give up 7 yards of play, that means you're getting 7 on first down. Second down, you're getting a first down, and then it's first down, second down, first down, second down, first down, second down, touchdown. You know, I didn't do the math right. I was just saying, like, that's just how it is, and it's not. You can't give up 7 yards of play. It hurts the team, because then you can't have Mahomes on the field. So don't cover people and don't give up 7 yards of play. And then for Washington, they do have solid weapons, I think. But, you know, I think this is where the Chiefs have got to stop them if they want to have a better game. Like Terry McLaurin, Antonio Gibson, and then Ricky Seals-Jones, who used to play for the Chiefs, is having a very solid season after, Logan Thompson, I believe it is. I think that's his name. He got hurt for Washington. So yeah, this game is going to be a battle of two really bad defenses. A chance for both of these teams to show what they really are. You know, I think each team, I don't want to say this is a get right game, you know, more so for one than the other, because Washington needs to prove that they have that good defense. The Chiefs defense needs to show that it's not the 31st in the league, and that it's still, you know, that top 10, top 16 defense that they had. So I think, you know, both of these teams have things they need to work on. And I think, you know, offensively, I think both of these teams have great talent. Defensively, you know, I think the Chiefs defensively, I think each team has potential. They're in the NFL. It's just this historic run that the Chiefs run can't sustain itself if they want a chance to win a Super Bowl this year.